Yo, you're gonna have to sign. You're gonna have to sign back in, dog. All right. Welcome to this
Yo,
Strong Perspective podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. I'm here with my brother, Jaquari Armstrong. Damon Armstrong, my other brother, is going to be on momentarily. Our special guest, uh, Darrell Demoe, he's on his way, folks. If you sign in and watch your guy on the podcast, he's on his way. You know what I mean? We all had a little routine we was gonna follow, but he, being semi. Here you go.
What's good, folks?
What's up? Look,
Technical difficulties on my end.
look, I was about to talk some shit on you till you popped in, so I'm gonna leave it
Listen,
alone.
that's why I was trying to get on because I wasn't trying to
Look,
hear it.
I'm here with my brother Jaquari Armstrong. Damon Armstrong's gonna join us momentarily. We're here with Derrell Demoe. What up, brother? How you doing? You good?
I'm well. I'm doing real good, Keith. What's up, Keith? What's up, Spo? How y'all brothers doing?
Man,
I'm
I
good,
can't
brother. I'm good.
complain, man.
Good to have you, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I appreciate the invite. Trust and believe.
Look, all like we always do on this situation. Jaquari, this is Friday. How was your day today?
It's a good day, man. It's a good day, man. Fridays are lovely. You know, it's our Christmas. But I'm feeling good, man. I'm looking like a motherfucking freaky dream, man. Looking like a goddamn hugging a block action figure, feeling tough, ready to get this shit done, man.
You saw his
figure it
freaking
off.
dream, huh, dog?
A freaky dream, yeah. Look, that's my stripper name in the other life. Freaky dream.
Yeah, alter ego. You got an alter ego going on.
Yo. All right, Demoe. What's up, brother? How was your day today?
Listen, brother, no complaints, man. Today was a good day. Every day I wake up's a good day. Trust and believe that. I did my 8 and skated. Now I'm back at the lab marinating. Couldn't feel no better. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Simple.
All right. Well, look, let me just say this. You know how I know this young man. Met him when he came. I was living in Pittsburgh at the time. Met him, because my wife was still going to Pitt, and ran into him. We had some mutual friends, and I love the man's energy. You know what I'm saying? So every time I saw him, I wanted to give him a kind word, just for the sake of being that type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I ran into a lot of people like that, Demoe, in my lifetime. You know what I mean?
I
appreciate it.
You always showed me love, especially as being an older guy, and I was a pup on the yard. And like you said, we had mutual friends, but like-minded brothers tend to gravitate towards each other. So that's how it really transpired back in them days. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And it's been a good friendship ever since. Like, I haven't seen you in a while, and then when I do see you, or if I see folks that we know, I always ask about you. You know what I mean? My man Bill, anytime I talk to Bill, the first thing I say is, "What's up with my man Bit Dog?" Holler at him, let him know I'm thinking about him. So I know he passed those messages on. So that's real talk.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He makes sure he does, man, because he know how I appreciate you. But just like I said, I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna let I need the people to know about you in your own words. One thing about Philly cats, man, it's so close to us, where we from. You know what I mean? As far as the mentality is concerned, if you hold somebody down, you hold them down. It ain't no shiesty bullshit about it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I always did it. And I ain't saying, cats from D.C., Baltimore, or New York any different. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying to you is, just like you said earlier, it's like minds. You feel me?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, look. Check this out. Give us and everybody else a little bit about you, Demoe.
All right. Well, for the folks that don't know, I'm a West Philly guy. You know what I mean? Born and raised. beautiful upbringing, humble beginnings. I didn't have a whole lot. Always got what I needed. You know what I mean? Never got what I wanted most of the time, but the house was always clean and food was always on the table. So, you know what I mean? When you're going through like quote unquote the middle class life or lower middle class, you don't understand your circumstances when you're going through the moment. You're just living, you know what I mean, having the time, enjoying yourself. So my upbringing was good, man. Single parent household, me and my brother. As I got older, I found out I had three other siblings just through my dad. So at this present time, we all tight. But I missed out on like 15 years of association with my other siblings, which is crazy because they was only a couple neighborhoods away. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And you know, I used to ball as a kid, so that was my thing. Balling all over the city, and what's crazy is my oldest brother. He said, I used to see you on the courts all the time, and I knew you was my little brother. I just never said nothing. And it's kind of funny that I think back. I always felt like somebody was around that I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Lo and behold, it was my older brother on one specific court. You know what I mean? That I used to ball on because that was his home court, and he used to ball too. So it's kind of crazy how you can go through life and like be removed from your folks, but they still in your presence. You know what I mean? So that was kind of crazy. Then we finally all got together, man. It was love. You know what I mean? Like we grew up together. No animosity, no drama, no nothing. It's like we siblings. Let's keep it moving. So we got tight, and we still tight to this day. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
Five
let me
kids. Hold on. Let me get some off my chest, man. I got
no, hold on. That's it. Hey, my bad. Go ahead, brother.
5 kids. I got my bookends is my daughters, my oldest and my youngest. I got 3 boys in between. You know what I mean? And they all student athletes. They all doing well. I got 2 college graduates so far. I got 1 in college right now. And I'm blessed because my daughter played D1 sports. My oldest 2 sons playing D2 sports. I got 2 more coming up. They'll probably be playing D1, D2. So it's all about, you know what I mean, the next generation with me. Like I coached a lot of youth sports when I was coming up. And I think that's important. It's integral to these kids nowadays, man. You can't just do one thing. Do everything you can. Focus when you get later on one specific thing. But as you coming up, just stay active and do all you can. That way, keep your nose clean for the most part. You ain't getting in no drama. And you staying out the way from the BS. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like when I came up, it was just basketball for me. And I had a lot of time on my hands. So I got into a lot of dumb shit. You know what I mean? I was a kid that didn't care about the repercussions. I just did whatever, and I deal with it later. You really can't have that kind of mentality, especially in today's society, because the repercussions snap you upside your face real quick, and then next thing you know, your life done pass you by, and you done did a dime or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So mentorship, that's where it's at for me. I mentored a lot of kids, and a lot of them kids are in college right now doing their thing, and that's like extension of my family. You know what I mean? That's like my kids doing their thing. Like, just makes you proud when you can touch other folks positively. You know what I mean? Even though you come from a negative space, you flip it and you become positive and do positive. That's all your parents ever want. You know what I mean? To be productive individuals and make your mark. And I think I'm doing that. You know what I mean? And I'm living through my kids right now because my time came and went. I just enjoy watching the shit they do. Fall back, just being a proud dad. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Hey man, I congratulate you on the success of your kids, man, and I thank you for your service and your mentoring, man. Seriously.
I appreciate you, Spo. That's good, man, because a lot of folks ain't willing to put the time in. They talk a good game, you know what I mean? But giving back your time is more important than money giving and all kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Because I see kids to this day that I used to coach or whatever, and they be like, "Oh, Coach D." I mean, I light up like a Christmas tree because they still remember me. They still remember we went to war together. You know what I mean? I was hard on them. I was never soft, but I was fair. You know what I mean? I grind them up, but for a purpose.
Yeah.
Especially when you see something in somebody, he's like, "Oh, that kid, he got it. He just got to work." get behind them a little bit, man, a little nudge here and there, man, and they spread, man. They grow like flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
I
Yo,
think, man, as far as mentorship, man, we need to, like, especially young black men, we need to, grab a hold of these black men and tell them, like, look, man, I used to be you, but the me you see today is the elevation of,
Oh yeah.
is the me you see today is what you can be, bro.
Oh
And
yeah.
you can be bigger than me.
Oh, that's what it is. Paying it forward for the next generation. Just like when we was coming up, our folks did what they did, so we can go to another level. And when it's our time, we doing it the same for our kids, and then we're gonna pass that same mentality down to them, and they're gonna do it. So if you stay like that and keep that mindset, you can't do nothing but get greater as a family, as a people, as a community. You know what I mean? The whole twist.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I subscribe to that.
So basically, here's the thing. Like I agree with you totally, man. You know what I mean? My oldest son played a lot of basketball and all of those things, and I coached him all the way up until I gave him away to somebody else. And everyone, what I understood, whether or not they were black or white, but I wanted the black kids, the young black guys, and when they were really young, the young girls too, I wanted them to see an example. It may not be the example of your mother or your father, but another example of somebody standing tall and just paying them attention, you know, because I was like you. I was hard. I used to have to tell my kids, hey, listen to what I'm saying. I might be loud because I'm out there on the court with you. I say, I used to do the same thing. So you hear me, think of me, I'm your coach, but think of me as your teammate. Because if I was your teammate, you'll be hearing me in your ear screaming like, yo, let's go. I'm calling your
No
name.
doubt. No
You know what I
doubt.
mean? Because a lot of times kids don't come from that. Because when their parents raised their voice, it was because they did something wrong.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, listen. And I would have a meeting with the parents because what a lot of times what happens, just a side note, a lot of time what happens is, these coaches in the youth leagues and travel ball and AAU, they split. It's a divide. I got your kids for this hour. You're not involved. Or the parents like, I'm giving you my kid, but if I see you do something shady as far as not giving him the time, then you got to go. So what I did was I canceled that. I had a meeting with the parents and the kids at the same time. This is my expectation. This is what I'm going to do for your child. I'm here at this level to teach your child this certain thing. I'm not teaching them because they was young. I'm not teaching them to be an all-star. What I'm here to do is give them a foundation to become all.
Fundamentals, foundation, exactly.
Is it?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing.
But that's good because that's all about communication right there.
Yeah.
If you open with the kids and you open with the parents, everybody's on the same accord. Now the parents know what to expect, the kids know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So when the parents see you being hard on the kids, they already know where it's coming from. It's coming from a good space. You're not being malice. You know what I mean? You're trying to motivate them to get better.
And,
It's when you don't have that line of communication open where the parents get disgruntled because they don't know your philosophies. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
don't know your perspective of how you're trying to get your point across. A lot of
yeah.
coaches, they just like you said, they take the kids. I got the kids. This is my time. Yada yada yada, and that's the wrong approach because everybody has had the dialogue. You know what I mean? So it won't be no misconceptions.
Especially if the parent is spending money. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because they don't have to
Yes.
spend their money. They spend the money for their child. You
Yes.
know. But I'm not gonna go. So just speaking from, I had to learn how to be a basketball player, Demoe, because everybody told me this before I hit my growth spurt. Everybody told me you better stick to football. You ain't gonna be this. You ain't gonna be that. I loved basketball. I was
Right.
good at football. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, what's wrong with doing both? You know what
Not
I mean? Like,
not a
why?
damn thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I love doing both. You know,
All my kids played 3 sports in high school,
look,
all year round, always
I
in shape,
encourage, I
always doing
encourage,
something.
yep,
You're not a professional. Why specialize? Play everything, enjoy everything.
that's real. Because you know what? Here's the thing. This is my own personal point of view, right? Um, Around a little, probably maybe a year or two before my oldest son started coming into his own, they started specializing where they didn't play football in high school. They just
Yeah,
only played basketball,
yeah,
right? And see, I made a mistake. I gave my son a choice when he was going into ninth grade. I said, look, your football season coming up because it was early August. It's coming up. They're getting ready to start practicing up here. But we was in the middle of the AAU season too.
Right.
I said, but look, it'll be hard, but yo, if you want to play football, what's up? Right? I shouldn't have gave him the choice. I should have made him do it because he would have been a great football player too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But he made the choice just basketball. But see, that's when all his friends was doing that. They was just choosing basketball.
Yeah.
And that's when the basketball trainer became prevalent. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the trainer. But I tell people all the time, and this is the God's honest truth. A trainer can show you how to develop a skill. But if you do not, and this is your personal time is when you become good, better, or great. The personal time that you put into it. I mean, we old heads sitting right here, and any old heads in the audience, please respond. When you became better is when you threw your personal time, when you laying in your bed on a Saturday, right? And you're like, you know what? Let me go to the courts. You know what? Let me go in front of the house, take my fucked up in the personal leather ball that ain't got no more leather on it. It's just fucking rubber. Let me dribble this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let
No
me
doubt.
do this.
it ain't even a Wilson no more. It's the Ilson. You
It's
done dribbled the W off.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No,
all the letters is scrubbed off.
It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
ill. It's an ill because it's all black rubber. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the point
With
is,
with the bubble sticking out that jump.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
and not really getting into a rant. But my point is, it's not. It's the fact that we switched up the priority because everybody, even though there's great trainers out here, right? It's not. It has to do with the desire of the child, girl or boy. It's the
Gotta want it.
desire, what they want. You know, but I
But I
told
think
my oldest son and I tell my youngest son this. Your heroes put a lot of personal time into their abilities.
Without question.
You know what I'm saying?
Without question.
I said, because my youngest loves LeBron, right? And I said, yo, he a freak of nature. He's 6'9", 255, right? And he's that for a reason because he does put the work in. Now he pays $1 million a year for his body. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
He just reinvesting in himself is what it's
you got
called.
to
Yes, sir.
you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
But
Man.
what was he doing prior to that? He wasn't paying for it. He was putting in the work in that gym. So the $1 million he's dedicating is to make sure those joints don't fail him. To make sure, you know what I'm saying?
That's for that longevity.
Yes, sir.
Paying for
Body breaking down.
refinement, man. Paying
Yes,
for
sir.
refinement. You know, like when I was in high school, man, playing football. For me, playing football, man, it facilitated my need to express my aggressive nature, right? So I mean, I played with abandon, man, and I enjoyed the contact and the pain or whatever. People don't enjoy, a lot of young folks don't enjoy the pain of football, but that's what it's for. When I played basketball, man, that's when I took the opportunity, man, to refine my skills. Man, I worked on my speed, I worked on my footwork, I worked on the things that that were going to help me elevate myself on the football field during basketball season.
Right, right.
doing track season shit. I threw the shot put, to stay the fuck out of jail. So shit. Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do by any
Yeah.
means necessary.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
I think that like with the severe specialization that we doing with our kids nowadays, man, they lose that.
Not only
Because
that, when they specialize so early, they get burnt out of the sport.
yeah,
They lose the love for that individual sport because that's all they doing. Morning, noon, and night. Wake up thinking about it, go to sleep thinking about it. Then they get to a certain point in their athletic careers, like, I don't even want to do this no more. I see that happen to a lot of kids. But then I see
And
the
you
other
know
kids
what?
that play everything, they enjoy the competition. They enjoy going from sport to sport. They enjoy being in shape like that because they ain't working hard because it's like fun to them because they enjoy everything they doing. So you in shape all year round. You don't really have you don't have a transition period where, oh, I got to catch up with these guys. No, you're already ahead because you've been doing stuff all year round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's different sports, is different techniques, involve different body parts. You working different muscles. Like it's a good thing always being in shape. Like I'm far removed from those days, but I'm trying to get back to it a little bit.
No doubt.
yeah, me too, man, me too.
Hey, look, we're gonna get into the serious meat of the questions, but this is some good shit we talking about right now.
Oh, no
Right?
question. It all goes back to the original statement about mentoring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
And
look, I'm
we
gonna
need
tell you,
more of them.
just to piggyback on both of what you guys are saying. This is my theory on why kids get burned out, because it is more of the parent wanting them to do this, and it's not a bad thing, because the parent's job is to teach the kid the energy to go after what they desire,
Right.
But when the kid gets burned out, as I'm gonna tell you, the difference is I'm older than both you guys, right? But we all within that same group. We was hungry for that. We were hungry for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to think that these young kids, because they get trained up from the bottom to the top, that they're hungry. No, this is a skill that they develop, and the hunger that came with it, right? It kind of dissipated because it was an expectation. You know what I mean? So it's like you hear your parents say, "Man, I'm paying this man this bond money. I need you to be here. I need you to do that." And guys who watching this, young ladies who watching this is my opinion, and my opinion only belongs to me. So if you want to debate it, we can debate it. But the point I'm trying to make is this: everybody's like, "Oh, these young kids ain't like us." They are, but they're not as hungry as us. And you want to know why? Because we made them feel they didn't have to be hungry, because we was going to take care of them. You feel me?
I
Because I
feel
know that's what I did for my son, and I had to pull back. I had to pull back a little bit. Like, yo, this is on you. You want to be here, the oldest son. You want to be here, you got to go get it. I can't keep pushing you. That's the kind of conversation I had. I can't push you towards something that you don't want to be going towards. You feel me? I don't care how fucking talented you are. But if I got to push you there, you ain't going to stay there for long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with some of that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, look. Like this, look, you my man. That's why I said this is what I see.
Right.
Me personally see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Because everyone has a way of looking at things and how they are. So my thing is, if I'm coaching somebody, I'm not coaching them to be their friend. I don't mind it if we become friends, but no, I'm not your friend. What I am is somebody who's trying to give you something that's going to pay off later. I'm planting a seed. Now the question is now,
We got a newcomer. We
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
newcomer.
yeah, yeah. The
What up? What up, gentlemen? What's up,
what's going
fellas?
on, brother?
What's
Welcome,
good?
welcome, welcome.
What's going on,
So
brother?
here's what
Hey,
everybody. This is my
man,
brother Damon Armstrong. You know,
it was
if
definitely a
you
struggle, man.
look,
Wow.
if you've been following us, he likes to come in like the rock star. A little
Oh,
bit
that's
late.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And look, and finish strong at the end. You know what I'm saying?
I, I almost gave up, bro.
But
He made his
Straight
grand.
up.
He made his
but my
grand
point is,
entrance. He here.
here's my question: do you care when you're coaching a kid? Do you care whether or not he likes you or not?
Me personally, I want to be liked, and my coaching style, I want to be liked. But I let him know from the rip, I'm going to be hard on him. So you might not like me at first, but throughout the course of our season and our interaction, you're going to grow to like me because I'm paying attention to you. Like say as for football, we got 33, 35, 36 kids, but I got an individual relationship with all those kids, and it's all different. I don't treat them all the same.
Baby, I'm just glad to
So
be on.
at the end of the day, they grow to love me.
Love.
So I'm tough
I'm
on them,
tough on them.
but I give them what they need.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
So that's my approach. Like I said, I want to be liked, but it's going to happen. It's not even like it's a prerequisite. It's going to happen because of my style of coaching. You know what I mean? Like I might
But look,
grind
look,
you
look.
up one day, and the next day I might have to collar you a little bit. You know what I mean?
So,
You just
so
got to
what
find your
you
niche
what
with
you
every kid.
so what you're saying, Demoe, is you're a smooth, likable motherfucker. Then.
In a nutshell, I have to concur.
Hey,
Never had
Quiet.
experience, huh?
The question's to you.
I never had experience coaching, man, but I appreciate a coach that will put his foot in your ass, man. But as far as what I believe to be my approach, what I believe my approach would be, man, like, yeah, okay, I understand and I appreciate, like I said, when a coach is chewing your ass out because you not doing something right or you can't do it right. I look at myself as the guy to pull you to the side and explain exactly what the fuck the expectation is. Okay, I understand that you feeling embarrassed right now. You feeling put down because this person you respected or whatever came at you a way that you see it sideways. But give me 5 minutes, man. I'll explain things to you from my perspective, and maybe you can put the two together and be successful. So I mean Bobby Knight. I totally could have played for Bobby Knight. Totally could have played for Bobby Knight, man.
I could
Because
have,
I
Could
too,
have
but
understand.
played for Bobby
still a
Knight, but
dickhead, though.
once the chairs started flying, it might have been a situation or
Yeah,
two.
but with Bobby, I would have stepped to Bobby.
Yeah,
Exactly.
'Cause that's some man shit right there. That's outside of basketball.
it is.
Right now, you making a judgment on me. You saying I'm a bitch and I can do just about anything I want to you. Well,
You
no,
fucking right.
no. What you need to do is if necessary, they need to separate us, and I'm still giving you the space to tell me what the fuck I can do to correct myself. That's what competition is.
Put
Competition
your, you put your
is
fucking
battle.
hands on me, we got a fucking problem.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you know what though? Here's the thing for me. I could have played for John Thompson, not Bobby Knight, man.
No, man, no doubt, no doubt. Hey,
You know
I
what I'm
need you to answer this question though, dog.
Bobby Knight was my most extreme example. That's why I use it.
Now, when it come to coaching, right? I think you didn't hear me when I said this. When it come to coaching, Damon, would you rather be liked or rather be able to touch him? Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much the gist of the question.
Should it be liked or be able to touch him?
Do you have a
What do you
problem
mean?
whether or not the kid likes you or not
No,
when you coach?
That
not
wasn't
at
the question,
all.
brother.
What was the question? Corey, hold on. What was the
Would you
question?
rather be liked or would you rather be, like, I guess feared and respected as a coach? I mean, depending on your approach.
There it is. Damon?
For me, being feared, respected. That's all about my ego, man. Ain't got nothing to do with the kid. You know what I'm saying? I making that connection and that identification. If I can come to a kid and say, "Hey, man, I can show you something, man, that you don't know about yourself. That's gonna help you." Are you willing to listen? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to pay attention, listen, and see your progression through what I see in you? You know what I'm saying?
Do you have time to do that in a coaching situation?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
because that's just a statement that you make to a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go in there and be all bombastic and shit. Be talking about, look, this my motherfucking team. Yada yada yada. I'm not finna do that.
Hmm?
Look, I would
You know
only
what I'm
do that
saying?
with the parents. I would only
Yeah.
because the parents can take it. I
You know what
wouldn't
I'm saying?
do
I
that
can.
to the kid. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I can look if I'm dealing with a young person, man. If I'm an elder and I'm dealing with a young person, I know how to establish myself and get shit done because I know how to navigate. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about making the connection though. You know what I'm saying? If you can't making a connect, all of us play, man. You know what I'm saying? All of us play, and everything when it comes to competition, it's all derived from competition. You know what I'm saying? And you could be alienated if don't nobody understand what you can bring to the table. Because it's all competition. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, challenges.
Yeah, like you said, it's about the connection. You got to make the connection with the kids.
Hmm.
Right.
Once you do that, they gonna run through a brick wall for you. You know what I mean? Because
That's real.
they know what you're about. You connected with them now. They looking at you for guidance now. They want it. If you don't connect with the kid, they ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say.
You ain't
Ever,
trying to hear nothing.
That's
ever.
real.
Nope.
All right. Well, look. I'm gonna break at this point to address a couple things, some housekeeping, and also, Damon, what the
Am I
fuck is
lagging?
going on with this brick wall shit, man? You ain't got another filter you can use, man.
Hey, dog.
But no, look, put that shit on blur or something, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man. I just barely got on, bro. Man, you got to bear with me, man.
I got
Damn.
you. I got you. Hey, look, I'm just fucking with you. But look, here's some house cleaning, right? Um, Everybody watching this, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Especially like and subscribe.
Show
Because
some
what we
love.
want to
Show some love.
yeah, look, what we want to do is this is a special joint right here. And there you go, dog. This is special because what we understand is the art of conversation needs to be preserved and needs to be saved because that's what we do every Friday. We talk shit. Thursdays is crazy. We just trying to figure out how we can give you guys Thursday nights, but that's a little too raw for y'all. But Friday nights,
Oh, yeah, right.
Friday nights is about having conversations with our guests, getting to know our guests, like the Mo, getting just chopping it up.
I'm
So go
here.
ahead, go to our channel, like, subscribe, share, especially like and subscribe, people. That's it. That's our goal. This is what we're trying to do. Period. All right. Because like I said, you know, um, this is something, and I dare to say the four of us like we enjoy doing. We like just chopping it up. We like
Real
chopping it up.
folks having real conversations,
That's
man.
it. That's it.
I like to
All right.
call it homie therapy.
All right, now let me.
Homie therapy.
Y'all know what I like to do,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
gonna move on. I like to acknowledge the people in the comments. Bill Blast, right? He one of your homeboys, Demoe. He from Philly.
Okay.
Bill Blast is an alias, but real good dude, man. You know, Derek Hill, real good dude. He's gonna come on as a guest, but he's Philly born, man. So he
Love
no.
Why
it.
you
First of
Love
all,
it.
you
he
you violated, brother?
recognized he recognized your accent because the
Yeah.
first comment he said, "That's a Philly cat right there."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And then when we was talking about the coaching aspect, he said sometimes the kid can't live up to their parents' expectations, and if the parents was super athletic, especially if the parent was super athletic themselves. That's some shit. Because with me,
That's
I had to
real.
pull back. I don't know what about you guys, but I'm gonna let you guys comment on that. I had to pull back because my oldest son, did not know. I did not tell him. He had to find out about himself that I played in the Big East. I played for Pitt. He knew I played basketball because I was not going to throw that on him. I
Right.
wanted him to discover it himself. It's real. You know what I'm saying? And so I want y'all to comment on that.
I
But let me
respect
just
that,
say
man.
this. I'm going to shout out Creative Cuts, one of the barbers in Creative Cuts, Shannon Collins, one of the good guys. Him, Rico, you know what I'm saying? Matt, love y'all brothers, man. Creative Cuts, people. Yo, hey, Google them and go get them because they some hell of a barbers. All right, so we'll start with you, Demoe. What do you think about that? What Mr. Hill
You
talked
can't. It's rough on the kid for one. If your parents, one or both, were super athletic, they already have a standard, right?
about.
So they see, as parents, they see you and them, and they projecting the same type of style and flair or whatever they played with. But when they don't see it, they get disenfranchised about it. But what they got to do is take a step back, and be like, "That's my kid. That's not me."
That's real.
Embrace what they doing. They can improve skill wise, but maybe they won't have your grace, your movement, but you still should champion what they doing. You don't get, because kids are so damn smart, man. They pick up on every little thing. They know
That's
when you're
real.
not happy with them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
what that does is it's gonna make them shy away from the sport completely. You gotta show them that love all the time. Like I'll grind my kids up, always have, but they always all been super athletic. They have all that. Sometimes the effort might not have been there. You know what I mean? With some of them, but for the most part, they all try and grind. But you can't project your shit onto them. The shit
that's
don't
real.
work. If that's the case, all our heroes, all their kids would have been heroes to the next generation. And as
True
we
that.
know, that ain't the case, right?
Right.
Like Jordan's sons was trash, right? Jordan was that dude. Doc was that dude. His sons was trash. Like it don't work like that. You gotta be, you know what I mean, more realistic with your expectation with your kids. And then
Yeah,
when they get involved in shit, champion them, support them. Like my biggest thing is like I go to see my kids. I ain't go to see these other kids. So I'm diehard. You know what I mean? Now if my kid ain't playing, I'm gonna support his teammates, but I want to see my kid. You know what I mean? Like that's what we do as parents. You can't put all that pressure on them though, because they some of them ain't built like we built. They might fold. They might be like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I want to do something else." Now now what you're doing is promoting a motherfucker quit. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
yeah,
Some folks need to take a step back and just ride with their kids. That's my thought on it. You know what I mean?
That's
yeah.
real.
Damon,
My thing is this, man. When it came to athletics, man, I did it because it was a pastime for me, man, and there were certain aspects of it that I connected with. But the thing is this: I played 4 years of sports, man, that I didn't love. That's a hell of a commitment, man, when you don't love it. You know what I'm saying? There were some things that, man, I wish I would have focused on academically, but I didn't. So when it came time around for my kids, man, I didn't force that academic aspect on them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they chose a sport and say this is what I want to do, then they following that stuff. They following that situation based on their compassion in terms of what they want to do with it and all that stuff. And all I got to do at that point is just support. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna push it. You know, and I'm glad I took that route, man, because all three of my kids academic, man. You know what I'm saying? With that Armstrong gene, you know, and whatever they decided to do, I supported, and they gravitated to what they wanted to do, and it worked out.
hmm
You know, as opposed to, you know, Keith, you remember this conversation that Pop had with us? And look here, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to do this. You gonna have to do A, B, and C. I got limited sources to help you with it, but you need to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, hell, I wanted to be a damn college professor because I like learning. You know, but hell, when I got to college, man, hell, I spent 5 days a week, practice 4.5, 3.5 hours a damn day doing something that I halfway love. You know, that I halfway love. So my point is this, man. I never pushed anything. I just gravitated to what they were interested in, and whatever stuck on the wall, stuck on the wall, man.
Okay. Jaqari.
You know.
Yeah, I like that.
My experience, man, was different. It was quite different. Keith and Damon, you know that, man. With my daughter, we had her involved in basketball and volleyball, right? And like during basketball games, as soon as well, in the early part, as soon as they seen us walking to the gym and they seen me, it was like, yeah, all right, cool. She got some kind of
Right.
basketball lineage or whatever. But they didn't know that my daughter is a prissy girly girl, you know. And the only reason we had her involved in that was just to keep her active and everything. But as far as the athletic desire, she didn't have that.
Gotcha.
She was involved in the activity, and she got the exercise in, man. But I found myself, especially like when she played in like pickup leagues and stuff like that. We had her involved in the in the AAU system for a minute, and a couple of different opportunities where she was like, she played on mixed teams or whatever. And like I said, as soon as I came in the gym and everybody seen all 6'7" of me, they was like, okay, well, she gonna be somewhat ready. And when she wasn't up to par and their when she wasn't up to their standards or whatever, I used to have to sit there and listen to the groans that the parents let out every time she went into the game. You know, and early on, I found myself explaining that, yeah, man, she a girly girl and so and so, and then I'm like, man, I'm doing a real disservice and disrespect, to who she is first of all, and to who I am, because it's not like I didn't try to teach her anything. I tried to teach her everything that I knew about basketball, and she picked some of the things up, you know, but she never quit. So that put me in the space of, respecting her efforts.
Oh, that's good
You
shit.
know, uh, I understood that her, a big part of her motivation was the fact that daddy was a baller. So, I never had to argue with her to go to practice or, or to meet any of those athletic commitments, because that's, something that, she did not only with her parents, but she did that with daddy, but on the flip side of that, every time, she got up and got into the game and the parents started to moan, I paid attention to it. But when we was down a ref, those people never left their seats. When we was down a coach, those people never left their seats. I got out and did that because after I realized, the space that she was coming from, I took it upon myself to, kind of change the perspective, and I kind of put it out there like, look, okay, yeah, all right, you're not that good at basketball, but as far as community, as far as social interaction, as far as an example of how a responsible, respectable person conducts themselves in public, you're going to get that from me, because that's, also a part of athletics. That's also, presentation, the optics. That's a part of athletics. If you want to be involved in this situation, you got to keep your grades up, and you have to live by a certain standard. You have to project a certain image. You know, being out there and volunteering and helping out. Giving rides home, being that supportive parent, especially as a black male, it was something that people in that setting had not seen, and they weren't used to that.
Right.
So that's what I was able to convey in that situation. Okay, yeah, my child is not top tier,
Okay.
and we're good with that. But after
But
the
what
game,
outweighed that is your top tier people. That go a long way. You know what I mean?
exactly,
And you
exactly,
showed that. You illustrated that
So
to them folks.
that takes you
You
that
can't
takes
take
you
that from
beyond.
them.
Right.
exactly.
You know what's crazy, man? Listening to you, bro. You know what's crazy, man? My babies, man. Other than my oldest, cause you know your niece Anita, man. She girly girl. But Mo and Cameron, they always wanted to figure out. They always wanted to be trained, man, how to throw them hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all they cared about, man. And I'm like, man, you didn't got to do all that, man. You know what, yada yada yada. And they was like obsessed with that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
They want to be boxers. They want to do martial arts, mixed martial arts, and all that stuff. And I didn't talk them out of it, but I didn't embrace it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't embrace it.
you know what that is, man. You know what that is. Yeah, this just to give you an example, and to give you something similar. You know how is a piece of radiation that's been sitting across the room, eventually that radiation keeps beaming on you and shit. You know, even if you don't get close to it, it's just the fact that you're in the vicinity. Well, basically, they want to get into the boxing and the MMA and all of that shit because of your violent energy. That shit protruding from
Oh, so that's my fault, then.
Violent
Wow.
energy, hey man,
Uh,
look, that's funny, man.
really?
But
He put
violent
that
energy,
right on you, Dane. He put that right.
that's
Wow.
that's
no,
funny,
I'm just
man. But
fucking with you.
violent energy is a beautiful thing, man. It's a
It
beautiful
is.
thing when you know how to properly fucking displace it, man. It really is. Violent energy is responsible for a lot of success. Violent energy equates to aggression. Aggression is not a bad thing.
No,
It's not
Well,
a bad thing, man.
I had a follow up on that, but you know,
I'm sorry.
it,
Go ahead, sir.
it is what it is. they, they got that shit from their grandfather. They didn't get that from me.
no, 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 no. And who the hell do you think you? Okay, well, I'm good. And no, me personally, I'm just joking with Damon, but the point is, our kids, in my opinion, our kids do receive our energy, good, bad, and indifferent. They receive our energy. Period. Right. So, and they also want to please us, unless we did something to really and truly um, let them down. But that's hard to do when it comes to children. You know what I mean? So
Well, they wind up turning into academics, man, and
there it is.
blossom from there.
There it is.
And I ain't get sued by no damn body.
There you go. All right, look, we're gonna spend the rest of this time on what we talked about yesterday. Demo. I want everybody to really be able to um, understand what you because, like I said, these episodes are for the people, our guests that comes on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine the two questions we talked about, which they're combinable, and then the other question we're going to bring it on. We're going to bring it on home, and then we're going to have Damon, do what he do. Um, Basically, what's going on is the question to you, Demo, is this: we talked about your West Philly upbringing, right?
Right.
Compared what your being raised in West Philly, and was there an expectation for you to go to college first and foremost from your peoples, and compare it to being a college student in the city of Pittsburgh?
Well, let me start by saying it was an expectation for me to attend college. It wasn't forced on me, but it was discussed along the way as I was growing up and making my way to high school. But I had aspirations to go on to college anyway. I always wanted to do that. So it was. I'm not going to say it was ingrained in me, but it was something that I definitely look forward to doing. Unfortunately, I didn't bring great study habits to the next level. Like with anything, sports or whatever, as you go up in levels, you got to go harder. You got to apply yourself more. High school was so easy. Like I, I studied the night before a test. I did the homework the morning of. The normal stuff a lot of folks do. But you can't take those same type of habits to a university and expect you to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But me being the person I was, I thought I could. Kind of on a fake it till you make it type of situation. Well, that
No
shit
doubt.
don't last. When you find yourself up all doing all nighters writing papers, and then while you're writing
Right.
that paper, you correcting the paper you fucked up on and trying to be good. So you're doing two papers all nighters like that shit kept happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Like you ain't
yeah,
getting no sleep. You up all night at the damn computer
Yeah.
lab trying to get this work done, knowing you fucking it up again. Get your shit back, it's all red, marked the fuck up. And I'm like, damn, I thought I did good on that joint. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
Right.
I'm
yeah.
getting grounded up like that. And the light switch didn't really click on for me. It was like sometimes you take a step back, like I need to get my ass in gear. I never really had that epiphany. I just kept on doing the same shit over and over again. And then after the first semester, it was like, you behind. I ain't never failed a class a day in my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
First semester in fucking Pitt, I failed the class. You know what I mean? And like that's a fucking rude awakening. And then you got to reevaluate. Should I be here? What am I doing? Like, cause I was involved in so much other stuff than school,
Yeah.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. You know what I mean? Gonna get into that because the man
No
might
doubt.
be watching.
No doubt. No doubt.
But with that being said, like my mind wasn't focused like it should have been. So I quickly got behind the eight ball, man. Then at that point, you catching up the whole time. Then you trying to take classes in the summer. Like that shit get involved real quick. But getting back to my original point, I was looking forward to going to college. I just didn't go with the right mindset. You know what I mean? So it's a shame because I was up there in the engineering department. I mean, I got a brain,
Okay.
highly intelligent individual, but I had poor study habits, and I was the biggest procrastinator there was as a freshman and sophomore. You know what I mean? So long story short, I succumbed to that. I'm not a college graduate, but I still consider myself a Pitt alum. I
Yeah.
was on the yard for some years. I met some long lasting friendships, and I'm not a person that has regrets. Only regret I have really in that whole experience was the amount of bread that I fucked up that my mom had to kick up. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
The loans and all that shit that was on me, but the bread that she had to put forth, like that kind of fucking stuck with me for a while. You know what I mean? But we had a conversation, and she absolved me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she knew how I was. She just was thankful that I had that opportunity. I didn't run with it like I should have, but I was there for a minute. You know what I mean? And as far as the differences between West Philly, Philly period, and the whole Pittsburgh atmosphere, I would say Pittsburgh was just a tick or two behind what we was doing. You know what I mean? Same type of cats, same pretty much same environment. We just was a little bit ahead of what they was doing. You know what I mean? Like we shit they was doing, we might have did already on that vibe.
Gotcha.
But I met a lot of good dudes, man. A lot of genuine brothers, man. That's what it's about. I like when it's somebody's genuine because when they show you who they are, they don't vary. You know what I mean? A lot of folks you come across, man, they got angles, man, and they like it's what they can get out of you, what you can do for them. But I can honestly say I met a lot of thorough dudes, man. Like it just was about friendship, brotherhood, and a lot of them guys is college graduates, and I'm proud of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I enjoyed my time in Pittsburgh. I met a lot of good people. I would just say they culture at that time. I don't know about now, but it was just a little bit a tick or two behind the Philly culture. You know what I mean? But a lot of good dudes. And I built a lot of memories, man, that you can't take. So my time wasn't a total waste on that aspect, man, because memories last a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Real
Agree.
that.
And
Agree.
just like I'm meeting y'all through your brother. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be here talking to y'all if it wasn't for him, and if I wasn't in that situation. You know what I mean? So 6 degrees of separation, bring it all the way back around. And the more good, thorough brothers I meet, the more genuine brothers I meet, that means that just adds to the riches that I have as an individual. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate y'all guys, man.
Respect, brother.
I'm digging this conversation. I'm digging this homie therapy, as I like to call it. It's just real brothers just being real and just giving our perspective. I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing. Like Big Dog was saying, there's a
Respect,
lot
brother.
of folks that got podcasts, but they all people that's affluent. They really don't can't relate to our everyday life situations because they so far removed from being who we are that they used to be. You know what I mean? So we need more to talk like this with just
Oh yeah.
everyday individuals. You know what I mean? They can shed light on some things that need to be talked about. Like we talked about mentorship. We talked about the young brothers' perspectives and things of that nature. That's all good topics, man. That's all food for thought. Something that people can take away from this conversation and spread this throughout their folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's good shit.
Oh yeah. Um.
Well, brother, that was deep, man.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
respect, respect, brother. Respect.
Appreciate y'all back. Trust, trust.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, look, we're gonna keep on going with it because just like I said, you reach out to me. I want everybody to understand this because we're gonna do a little bit of house cleaning again because like I said, I like to do this at least 2 to 3 times an episode. Like and subscribe to our shit. You know why? Because it's some genuine shit. The Mo just laid it down on what exactly we provide to you. Now, this is not begging you to fuck with us. I don't, and this don't no disrespect. I don't care if you fuck with us or not. To be honest with you, because what we're doing is having genuine conversations, and I look forward to people wanting to come on and just talk. You feel me? That's what I want because that's real, you know. And here's my thing, Mo. If you
Yes,
had to,
sir.
I ask this every podcast, whether it's a young woman, young man. If you had the youngin's ear, and they were to take in whatever you say to them through your life experiences, what would you want to them know? What would you want these young boys and young ladies to know?
First and foremost, I would say whatever you're doing in life, you want to do something that you enjoy, something that you love, something that has substance. You know what I mean? Like you stand behind what you're doing. You got to have conviction. I was always told when you speak, you got to have conviction in your words. You got to believe what you're telling a person, or as they say, stand on your laurels. So I would tell the young folks like you got to find your path and believe in what you're doing. And you can't let nobody knock your dream. You know what I mean? Like if you got a dream, an aspiration, you got to just go for it. Because if you don't, then you're gonna live with regrets. So that's how I'll tell these folks to move, man. Like find your passion and go for it. That's number one. Number two, I would tell them, male, female, or anything, like always do what you can do to avoid having to deal with anything that involves the law, getting caught up in any kind of systematic situations that you got to deal with. I mean, because the system is so corrupt, and you can get sucked up in it, and you could be like on the peripheral with something, but being as though you was associated with an individual, now you getting caught up in that net. My biggest thing is just whatever you're doing, however you're moving, never let the movements coincide with anything that got to deal with the law, because the law is a tricky thing. You know what I mean? And it all depends how the wind blows, as far as how you're going to have to deal with it and what the outcome may be if you get caught up in that environment. You know what I mean? Like that's my biggest thing. They're clear of the law at all costs. I just I just don't like how they do folks. You know, I mean, especially people of color. You know what I mean? They got two. It's like it's two laws. There's laws for them, and then there's laws for us. And our laws are so much harder on us, and the penalties are the same similar situations are so more stringently enforced upon us. Like you got to stay clear of that at all costs. That's one of the biggest things that I try and tell the young folks. You know what I mean? And that comes from the heart.
Okay, well, let's since we on this and you gave us two great fucking answers, let's expand this a little bit. You know, if you can change something, and you don't have to be specific with it. Um, if you can change something when you was a youngin on how you move, the better.
Oh yeah, I would change. I had me what probably a year or two out of pit. I caught me a case. You know what I mean? Little hand to hand or whatever. 3 year probation, piss test, seeing the probation officer, the whole spiel. I would definitely eliminate that from my background. I wouldn't even have taken that route. You know what I mean? Because I was normally like the behind the scenes dude. I mean, I handled this, handled that, but I never was on the block with it because my people's knew too many people. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what part of the city I'm in, my mom knew some fucking body. That shit used to piss me off and shit. I come back to the crib and my mom got this wry smirk on her face. So I heard you was up such and such, or you know what I mean. I would get that all the time. I know. I mean, Philly's big, but it's small. You know where I'm coming from. No matter where the hell I was at, so I always tried to move on some low key shit. But for one moment in time, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out here and make some things happen and do whatever." And I got jammed up, and I got caught with some bullshit.
Yeah,
And I really think it stemmed from some jealousy. I hate to even say that, but a lot of times it's jokers is close to you that do you dirty. You know what I mean? And at the time, I had this, and my man had something, whatever.
yeah,
But my shit was moving way more than his shit was moving. And next thing you know, I'm getting jammed up. He had a routine, and I peep shit from afar. Like I'm real observant. And his routine had changed that one day. You know what I mean? And I got jammed up that night. So that would be the biggest thing I would do, man, is just remove myself from that situation. And I would do a U-turn. I wouldn't even go down that road. I would just keep it moving and just fall back. You know what I mean?
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. You know, just to comment on that, brother. And you know, the one thing about it, and this is what we learned from our pops. That is a that is a that game is poison, man. Period. It is nothing healthy about the game. You know what I mean? And
Not at all.
we had to we grew up us had to grow up and witness the fact, the unhealthiness about the game where it changes people's, you know, attitude, energy towards each other, period. Because you become, and this is my opinion about it, you become a little bit more desperate. You become a little bit more, oh man, it's him against me, even though y'all started together. But if the game start out to be poisonous, neither one of you got to, you don't have a chance. Period.
No,
It's
it's a
just that
no-win situation.
it's a
He,
no-win situation.
Here's the thing, man, that I noticed about how we grew up, man. It was blunt, and it was honest. It was blunt, straight up in your face, and they say this is how the world is. Now you either gonna want that, or you gonna try to focus on and try to see what we trying to do over here. You know what I'm saying? Now, once you ain't under my roof anymore, you know what I'm saying, you gonna have to make choices.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to decide, but you're not gonna but you're not gonna be not armed with the information. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
yes.
you think about how we grew up, man. We saw pretty much damn near everything.
yeah, yeah. I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying? And that's what blew my
and even though,
mind.
yeah,
That's what blew my mind growing up. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the cats, man, that were younger than me and whatever they running to where the hell we was running the hell from. You know what I'm saying?
But see, you know what that
When we
is
was running the hell from.
when you realize you got a choice. See, we were like, look, the bluntness of whatever lesson was trying to be told to us. We understood we had a choice. We was empowered with a choice. So if I made a choice to go to the right, when I knew to the right was some fucked up shit, then I had to really hold that.
Yeah,
You know,
but it
it
was
wasn't no
also a
business.
choice with some effort, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying?
Nothing
So
come easy.
and look, see, here's the thing, and this one thing you gonna know, and I can almost guarantee me and my brothers think the same way, because our pops always put it in our head. We don't judge a man for what he does, what decision he makes when it came to that game. You know what I'm saying? The decision came on the humanity part, what you're doing to those humans. And I'm not talking about, you know, the providing of the service. I'm talking about the actual physical harm that you're doing to those humans and trying to justify it. You know what I mean? Chalk it up to the game. Now I understand to survive, and I don't get too caught up in it. This is my opinion, and I'm not always right. You feel me? So that my thing is this: sometimes you, if you gonna immerse yourself into this, man, understand there's gonna be so much shit that comes with it. And what I see is people don't see or refuse to see all the shit that comes with that particular choice. You know what I mean?
A lot of dominoes involved with it, man. A lot of shit
Yeah,
dropped.
it's real. It's real. And this is
Hey,
not
Demo,
judgment. It's just, man, that shit is heavy. It's a
They,
heavy decision. Basically, what I'm saying
hey,
is, it's a heavy ass decision.
everybody see it, man, because they got examples all around them. But they just think they smart enough to avoid the pitfalls, man. I'm gonna be the one to avoid that shit. You
hey,
know.
Demo, let me ask you a question, man. You said you was on papers for 3 years, right? Okay, how much money did you have to pay to be on probation?
Man,
If you can give us a ballpark.
why? I want to say it was probably close to 3,500 for them 3 years.
3,500 for them 3 years. You know what a lot of people, man, who have never been involved in the justice system don't realize is the fact that even though you're locked up, you still got to pay that.
A lot of people
You
don't
don't,
realize that.
yeah, you don't go to the county jail and just do your time. You
No,
expect there's a financial expectation that's
you
connected to
accrue,
that.
Right, you paying
you
for room and board, right?
you accrue a debt.
Exactly.
You accrue a debt right there from the moment from the first time you go to a court date.
Yeah, and like all of the air quotes fledgling criminals that I work with, they don't even know that. They don't know, like, because I work in a juvenile facility. They don't know that while they're here under our care, their parents have an expectation to pay child support. You
Yep.
know, and I
That's
found it
real.
effective to explain that to them, man. That, like, look, okay, you feeding this system, man. You feeding this beast. I call it the belly of the beast all the time.
That's exactly
It's,
what it is.
and your food, man. Every time you go out, every time you make a stupid decision that you know is wrong, but you just, you push that fuck it button and you go out and do your thing. You providing food for this beast. It's not
That's,
free for you to be locked up.
that's 5 bars on the slot machine when you go in there. That's how they looking at you.
Yeah,
Ting ting
yeah.
ting ting ting
I
ting
mean,
ting 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 ting.
it's all economics, man. It's all about money.
All right, well, look, I'm going. Here's the funny shit. Because before we went live, now you see me and my brothers, we representing our alliance. And the Mo is straight eagle. Just like
I
most
ain't
Philly
want to get
cats
on
in
here
our
with
life,
y'all like
right?
that. Don't do it to me.
No, 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 no. Fuck that, Demo, because what you did was What? Hey, tell them what you said when you saw my shirt. What did you say?
Said, what the fuck is that? I said, what's going on with your shirt over there, big dog? That's what I said.
Hey, look.
Yo, all
Now,
three of y'all motherfuckers got your
now
shit.
all
Fuck
three
you.
of us. That's what I
Yes,
wanted you
sir.
to see. That's what I
Yes, sir.
wanted
No,
you to
I'm
see.
peeping. I'm peeping this shit. Trust.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you know, as a
Hey,
Lions fan,
respect, respect.
look, the people who in the DMV, man, who fuck with me, man, as far as sports, me being a Lions fan, they fuck with me because I am a loyal motherfucker.
You're a real fan. Ain't nothing
I
wrong
am
with
a
that.
loyal motherfucker. I don't deviate from shit.
No
You
fair
know,
weather.
yeah, that expresses itself through my through my fandom.
That's
You
what's
know,
up. I respect that.
Yeah. But look, hey, but the mo, I knew, I knew you coming on to this joint was gonna be a hell of a joint, and I'm
Man,
gonna say
I'm having a ball. I'm having a
hell of a,
ball with the
some
Armstrongs.
hell
Put
of
it
a
like
shit,
that. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
hell of a shit.
Y'all showed me
oh
mad
yeah.
love this evening, man. I
Look,
appreciate that.
look, man, you look. I always, I always thought it was gonna be
Even when
nothing but
folks come on late, you know what I mean? We still got love. I still got love for the late
Hey,
guys.
look at it, man. I was hoping to get a pass on that shit, but you blew me out.
Hey,
It
look,
is what it is, man.
all right,
Technical difficulties.
before we
Understood. Trust and believe.
before we go into um, before we go into Damon's segment of this whole situation, what I want to say is, just like I said, uh, no, let me do this. What exactly? Two things. What did you want to? What did you want to come away from doing this episode with us, right? And what do you feel you got out of
Well, I really ain't had no expectation as far as coming away with something, but what I will say is I've gained a whole nother perspective as far as hearing some good stuff from other black fathers. You know what I mean? And seeing how people view just with the sports situation and how everybody's view is a little bit different, but it has some similarities. I think that gave me another perspective. You know what I mean? Like Spoke
it?
talking about his daughter. They see Spoke come in like this 6'7" baller. Her daughter, she got to have it too. And then when folks don't see that same type of game in him and her that he had, he didn't respond to the negativity with negativity. You know what I mean? He put his positive spin on it. A lot of jokes could have been like, as soon as they heard the grumblings, he could have been up in the stands acting a fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that shows character. A lot of folks don't possess character. They speak about it, they know about it, they talk about it, but they don't possess it. That's something refreshing. You know what I mean? I appreciated that story he shared. You know what I mean? That was good shit. And then same with Dane with his kids, as far as not pushing them into nothing. I'm big on that. If they want to do something, then you get behind them. But pushing them into something that breeds resentment, and I'm never for that. So I appreciate that perspective because as a dad, you just want your kids to be happy. Some
Right.
folks trying to relive they athletic experiences and put them on their kids, but that shit don't work. And that was a real nice situation too. So you know what I mean. I gained a different perspective on how you can handle your own kids in different ways and still be behind them. You know what I mean, and don't display that negative shit that a lot of these parents do with their kids in their athletic. And as far as me, what I wanted to get out is just you know what I mean, just let folks know a little bit about me, what I'm about, what moves me. You know what I mean, as far as the youth and trying to be a positive influence with them as much as I can. And just I'm just a person who enjoys life, and I just like seeing positive things go down. And when I hear about positive stuff, it just makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all three positive brothers, and I appreciate sharing this moment with y'all because you know what I mean. This, like I said earlier, this is homie therapy. This is what we need, on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean, take a deep breath and just get stuff off your chest, how you feeling or whatever the case may be. I think that's very therapeutic. And therapy doesn't always have to be with a person with a PhD or whatever. You can get therapy from your friends, you know what I mean, your relatives, whatever the case may be. It's all encompassing, you know what I mean? It's all about how you view things and keeping an open mind. So that's one of the biggest things I just wanted to project here this evening.
Okay. Okay.
Respect, brother. Respect.
Look, let me tell you this, and it's real. I need you because we got 12 people watching us personally, right? I need you to chime in. I want you to talk about again with your 5 kids accomplishments and what they doing because I want people to know this and understand this.
Well, first of all, I'm super proud because I'm not a college graduate and I already have two. One's going through right now, freshman. My 10th grader, he's like top five in his class. My sixth grader is the same thing, top five in her class. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have five college graduates that I help produce, nurture, and become vested in the community as positive citizens. So that's like my biggest accomplishment right there.
That's real.
That's
Outside
real.
of being there to cut all five umbilical cords, probably the most proudest days moving forward has been attending those college graduations. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like that's something that's not easy to do, but yet and still it's something that they expected to happen. They always had those aspirations. They never was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to college. They always was like, yeah, and then they was always looking. You know what I mean? I want to go here, here, and there, and pretty much everywhere they applied, they got accepted. So that's a blessing in
yeah.
itself. And my daughter, she's phenomenal, man. She moves, man. She don't sit still. As the old head say, she don't let no grass go under her feet. You know what I mean? Doing big things. She was at the Enquirer. Now she at ESPN. You know what I mean?
What's up?
Notre Dame graduate. Very proud of her.
Wow. That's hey good. Hey, congratulations on that, man.
I
Congratulations to
appreciate
her,
it,
Congratulations.
brother.
man. Congratulations to
And
you for all
I ain't
all
gonna
your
even
children's accomplishments, brother. For real.
I ain't gonna even hold Notre Dame against you, brother.
Listen,
Yeah,
I went to Pitt. I hated Notre Dame. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I,
look.
I followed I followed Penn State, so I always hated Notre Dame. But guess what? For 4 years, I rooted for them fuckers. You know what I
I
mean?
know that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
went to a couple games, so you
Look,
know what I
look.
mean. It was
Hey,
a
Demoe.
phenomenal
Exactly.
experience. And with that being said, you know we don't fuck with Notre Dame, but they were some friendly individuals out there. They like
Yeah,
they had open arms. You know what I mean? They accepted my baby girl crazy, and anytime I was up there, man, the hospitality was off the chain. So I
That's what's up.
can't knock them for that. But guess what? I'm back to hating Notre Dame. You know what I mean?
there it is.
I'm grinding my daughter up right now because they losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
It
is what
served
it
it,
is.
it served its purpose.
Exactly. Yeah, they put stretch marks on my pockets, so you know what I mean. I'm
Hey, man.
trying to wait.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but
Hey,
the
look.
kids, man, the kids, the next generation, that's what I live for right now, man. I like just seeing them make their accomplishments, set forth goals, and achieve them. Like it's a beautiful thing, man. When you reach for the stars and you actually can attain that reach. You know what I mean? It's just a
Okay.
beautiful thing.
Hey, look. Hey, Damon, Jaquari. Hell, if you look, I want y'all to talk talk about your children, man. Their accomplishments, man. For real.
Oh man, yeah, as y'all know, man, I've got two beautiful grandchildren, man. I've got a granddaughter. I haven't met her yet. Lima Bean, that's what I call her. Just she's active, man. She got the attitude. That's my baby. My grandson, he's more so my wife's baby, but Lima Bean, that's mine. She don't take no shit
Mm-hmm.
at all. But my daughter, man, she she really, really has you know has made me proud as far as her accomplishments, man. You know, she graduated from high school, graduated from college, and there were times, man, that you know, shit. Quite honestly, I didn't think we was gonna make it. You know, but you know, she understood the progression of life, man, and she made the changes that she needed to make in you know in order to keep herself in that positive lane, man. You know, she's now she's an army wife, you know, and you know, like I said, my grandkids is healthy, man, and you know, I hope she's happy, you know, and I hope that I was a part of her understanding exactly what true happiness is, man. I really do.
No, no,
She's in a good
no.
space.
No.
She's in a really good space.
Okay,
Good shit.
Damon, I want you.
Well,
This is what we're gonna do. I want you to, talk about your seeds. I don't like that term, but talk about your children, and then go into speak on it strong, so we can close this thing up.
as far as my kids are concerned, first of all, I want to acknowledge my wife, man, because she gave me three beautiful kids. We raised them best we can. People look on the outside looking in, they think that shit easy, but it's not. It's a constant thing that you work on every day. So my oldest daughter, she's married with her husband Henry. My grandbaby, she'll be 2 years old soon. Uh, they both got good jobs, working, living life, man. And all they got to do is it's all up from there. You know what I'm saying?
College
Live
grad, college
right.
grad.
College grad. They both graduated from Central Michigan. That's where they met. And they hell they making mad plans. You know what I'm saying? And they got the means to live out those dreams. My middle daughter Morgan, first daughter is Danita, her husband Henry. My middle daughter is Morgan. She's in grad school at Michigan, and she'd be done in a couple of months. You know, her and a man they constantly traveling all over. You know what I'm saying? They living life. You know,
As they
doing great,
should. Yeah.
doing great. You know, and my son he'd be done in May with his degree. So you know, as far as my kids are concerned, man, with the support and the efforts that me and my wife put together, man, you know, we blessed in that regard when it comes to our kids, man. You know, we blessed in that regard, and soon as May hit, hell, we might move to Ghana or Europe or some damn way, man, because our job is done.
No doubt, no doubt.
But
Salute. Salute to you, brother. Salute.
yeah, you know, and it's just a beautiful thing, man. You know, on the outside looking in, it might seem like it's easy, but you know, it's that constant affirmation, man, that you got to constantly put. Because when you got kids, man, that's doing the right things, you got the elements on the outside, man, that's uh, just out of hopelessness or whatever, is trying to derail them too. You know what I'm saying? So I give my kids, man, all three of them credit because they stayed the course, man, and they did what they set out to do. They made all three of them made their own plans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give them, you know, like I said, like I spoke to earlier. I didn't give them no direction. They chose their own path and they saw it through.
Nice.
Hey,
You
hey,
know,
before you get in and speak on it strong, I want to say this. I want to talk about my two sons. My oldest son graduated from college. You know, which what surprisingly was on dean list at least all of the years he was there except for one. I mean, a semester he was there except for one, which I'm totally surprised because this dude in high school was a bullshitter. But when he went to college, he had no problem, right? My youngest son, what he does is he makes me makes me feel blessed to be able to see him grow and see him turn into what he's turning into. Period. There's no doubt about it. I expect him and he expects himself to go to college and do what he do. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. But the thing about it is they wouldn't think along those lines if it wasn't for the simple fact that we give them that positive energy to think along those lines. Period. You dig? That's it.
Yes, sir.
So let me do some house cleaning, then we're gonna go into, what you do at the end of every program. All right. Let me acknowledge Facebook users. That's our Aunt Robin. Love you, baby. You
Who's
know,
on to?
thanks for checking in. John, that's my back elementary. You know what I mean? He's supporting us, man. What's up, brother? How you doing? He's shouting you out. Congratulations to you, Demo, on your children. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Look, hey, and your homeboy, Mr. Hill, he said, great show. You did a great job. I mean, y'all see these comments, and my friend, she don't like to be shouted out. Terry White Scott. She don't like me to say her name. But guess what? She became a grandma at 3 o'clock this morning.
Congrats.
Amen.
Congratulations.
To the baby girl.
Congratulations, sister
Amen.
girl. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You know, and that's real. Damon, go ahead and close this show out, brother.
I like what Kia said.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
No, that wasn't
That
the wife.
the
You know
Eagles
who that
lying
was?
bullshit. Yeah,
That was my
Eagles
little
greater than the Lions. All right, Kia. Appreciate you, baby girl.
that's
look,
cool.
look, look. That was my youngest son.
Yeah, I'm
You
about to
know,
give him a
he's
call,
down
man.
there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, he
Go
don't
ahead with
know.
that, Demo. You killing
He
me.
does a baby. He does a baby. He don't know.
But go ahead and close this show, this episode out, Damon.
Yeah, man, what I was thinking about today, man, you know how you go through your day, man, and you be hearing different things and different struggles people be going through. And the anxiety and all that stuff that they live with. And as I listened to it and I listened to the struggles, the one thing I thought about is that I am so grateful that I'm finna be a 57-year-old black man in this country, man. Because when you listening to different things that's going on in people's trials and their tribulations, it reminds you of your own. You know what I'm saying? And here's what most people don't do. Most people don't look at those situations and be like, I survived them joints and I'm a better person for it. You know what I'm saying? They have regrets because they happen to have to go through it. You know. And they basically like, man, you know what? Holding on to that animosity, holding on to that experience in a negative way. But anytime you a black person in this world, man, and you survive some shit, that's a milestone, man. That's a fucking accomplishment, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you could pass on. And hopefully when you pass it on with that grace and that style that you went through in that process to become a better human being, man. Because that's the whole point, man, is becoming a better human being. When we perpetuate anger, evil, and resentment, man, that's what it is, and we don't grow from that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just being perpetuated, and it becomes generational. Imagine that shit. Imagine that. Imagine somebody's who's raising a family who went through some shit that they survived and was better from it, but they're holding on to the animosity and they passing that shit down generation to generation. You feel what I'm saying? What the fuck is that, man? That's unnecessary. You don't talk about the experience, man. You talk about how you survived that shit and the steps you took to be a better person, to be a better human being, to prosper. And I don't think we do that, man. I don't think we do that. I think we hold on to shit. You know what I'm saying? If you alive, you above ground, and you able to persevere, why the hell you holding on to some shit that was a bump in your road? You know You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. So, like I said, I appreciate the fact that I survived a lot of shit. You understand what I'm saying? And we talk about our families, and you know what? We prospering, and we blessed. And you can't, and it's undeniable. You can't even deny that shit. You know. So, yeah, it was just a crossing thought, man, and it made me appreciate being a better me
Okay.
and wanting to be a better example. But that's about it,
Great,
man.
great job as usual. The mo we're
Respect,
gonna
brother.
give you the 30 seconds of the final word, man, and then I'm gonna close it out.
Final word for me is, man, just so I just want folks to just exhibit more love, man, and less hate, man. Frowning and being uptight just take years off your life. I'm trying to live, man. I'm trying to have some longevity. Trying to see my kids do more things. When I had grandbabies, trying to see my grandbabies do things, man. So I'm big on a person's disposition, man. We need to change our disposition up, man. Start smiling a lot more, man. You ain't got a mean mug all your life. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with saying what's up to a brother passing by with a smile on your face, man. That don't make you soft. You know what I
Said
mean?
it don't
Don't
cost you
make you
nothing,
soft.
do it.
Don't cost you
Don't
a
make you
dime.
soft at all.
That's my closing right there. Real rap.
All right,
Hey
well
man,
look, go
hey,
ahead,
hey
Jaquan.
Keith, before we go off, man, I just want to, Demoe, I want to thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you. You know, all our guests are recurring, bro. As I told you before we came on,
Oh yeah.
it's been a good situation for us, man. You know, because we four brothers, we represent strong backs, strong minds, strong perspectives.
Appreciate you
You
having
know,
me, man. I'll definitely be a
yeah.
repeat performer. You better believe that.
I
Like,
definitely
share,
concur,
like,
man.
share, and subscribe, baby.
Yes, sir. All right, well look, let me do this. I'm acknowledging our Aunt Jeannie. Love you, baby. Thank you for watching. Our Aunt Jeannie is our foundation, along with our mama. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
we
Love you,
love
auntie.
you.
Love
Hey,
you,
look,
Auntie.
hey,
Family
stay
first.
on. Hey, stay
Family
on.
first.
We get ready to go off live. But look, like, share, and subscribe to our shit because we got something for everybody. And pay attention for the next 4 weeks because we're gonna have some great folks on along with the Mo
My
West
man.
Philly form. You know what I'm saying?
Armstrong's in the building.
No
I'm
doubt.
honorary. I'm
All right.
honorary. Love y'all.
This, this strong
Peace.
perspective,
Peace,
baby.
brother.